Hi again, movie lovers. Welcome back to the channel where I dive into films that you might have missed, but definitely shouldn't. Today, we're traveling to India to explore Pachu at Butta Vilakum, or the way it translates to Pachu and the Magic Lamp. Now, before you start wondering, what does it mean? No, this isn't an Indian remake of Aladdin where some guy finds a lamp and gets 3 wishes. That would have been a shorter movie, to be fair. No. This is a 2023 Malayalam adventure comedy drama that clocks in at whopping 3 hours. Yes, this movie follows the traditional Indian cinema runtime length. But the real question is it worth your precious time? Let's find out. Let's start with the story basics. Pachu is your everyday middle-class Malayalam pharmacist living in Mumbai, a normal man. Think of him as that friend who has life somewhat together but still searching for something more. During what should be a simple errand to Kerala, his home state, he gets roped into accompanying an elderly lady back to Mumbai. A classic case of no good deed goes unpunished, I suppose. What follows is a journey that completely transforms Pachu's life. And when I say transform, I don't mean he gets superpowers or becomes a millionaire. This is more of real-life transformations we all secretly hope but rarely get without serious character development. So let's get into the film and let's talk about the good stuff. First off, Fahad Faasil at Pachu is absolutely brilliant. If you're not familiar with his work, imagine an actor who can convey an entire existential crisis with just a slight eyebrow raise. Yes, Fahad Faasil is that good. I really like the guy. Then, the humor in this film is deliciously subtle. There is no one sleeping on a banana peel or getting hit with pies here. There is no slapstick humor in this movie. This film, comedy, is more about those small character reactions, like those blink and you'll miss dialogues that you have that will have you chuckling. This film is full of comedy, by the way. It's like this film is equivalent of that friend who never shouts their jokes but always has the best one-liners. And let's talk about how refreshingly grounded this movie is. I think that's a hallmark of Malayalam cinema. Even during the fight scenes, you know how some Indian films are fully bombastic, where a single punch sends people flying across the 3 districts. They fly over the air, or there is like horses flowing up and blah blah blah. Not here. In this movie, the physics are really good. This movie actually respects Newton's laws, which is weirdly refreshing for Indian cinema, but not necessarily for Malayalam cinema as a whole. Now, it's not only about Pachu, right? As I said, I really love the guy, but it's not only about him. There is also Hamsadhwani, that is played by Anjana Jayaprakash, a woman who confidently makes my "I've got this" morning affirmations look like the amateur hour. She's proud, stands up for herself, and doesn't need a knight in shining armor, though she might accept one if she's not too annoying. Then we got Ummachi, another character in the movie. This character is portrayed by Viji, Venkatesh. Picture your most stubborn relative, multiply that by 10, add a heart of gold, and you've got Ummachi. She's the kind of character who reminds you of someone you know, which is always a sign of great writing and acting. It just brings memories back. And in this movie, even the villains are believable. They're not like twirling mustaches or maniac laughs or the crazy like maniac scientists. No, their evil is very subtle, even psychological, let's say. And somehow it is just most disturbing because of how realistic it is. It is like encountering that passive-aggressive colleague rather than a cartoon supervillain. You know the sensation, right? Yes, those are the good parts, but let's address the elephant in the room. This movie is long. As I said, at almost 3 hours, it feels like the editor went on a vacation halfway through, and they just let in the movie every single scene they recorded. In this movie, there are storylines that could have been trimmed, dialogues that meander just about, and even an entire character that contributes as much to the plot as I contribute to my gym membership, which is to say, nothing, 0. The film also leans heavily on musical cues. I just keep complaining about this, but it's just like the director is standing right behind you whispering, Now you have to feel sad, and now you have to feel happy. I hate when directors try to do that with music. Trust me, movie, I know when to feel emotions without you blasting musical cues in my ears. This is typical of Indian films, so I don't know if I should fault the director for this. Beneath the comedy and adventure, this film touches on elder abandonment. Not the physical kind, where you just go and ditch your relatives in some care home, but no, this film cares more about the emotional neglect that can be just as painful. It is a subtle commentary wrapped in an entertaining package, that is this movie. So, in conclusion, should you watch Pachu and the Magic Lamp? Well, if you got 3 hours to spare and don't mind a film that takes its sweet time telling the story, I think it's absolutely yes, you should watch it. The thing is, despite its length, it is a light-hearted movie that doesn't demand your undivided attention. Anyways, the performances are stellar. The humor is intelligent and the story is just kind of simple, but has enough heart to keep you invested. Plus, I think it's a great introduction to Malayalam cinema if you're looking to explore things beyond Hollywood. Anyways, let me know in the comments if you've seen this movie or if you're planning to check it out. Until next time, this is Antonio Peregrino reminding you that sometimes the best films are the ones that you don't have to read subtitles for. Check out Indian cinema. Anyways, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more review of films from around the world. See you in the next one.